This is a 6-acre tract. It directly borders the Veracruz Conservation Area along its entire south side. So in addition to having your own private 6 acres, you've got literally direct access into the conservation area, which I believe is about 80 acres of land that's open for, generally open for camping and hunting, and has Hunter Creek and Bryant Creek flowing directly through it, so super nice. This is actually a beautiful open meadow. It hasn't been mowed for several years. When this drone video was taken, the guys are actually out there while we're doing the video, while this video was taken, and they're mowing it. I'm just kind of watching the video as we go here. When that's mowed, it's just stunning. I mean, it's a beautiful, it could be a pasture, a meadow, it could be a huge garden, you could have a hay field. Certainly you could build in the meadow. But in addition to that, the property does have mature timber on the south side. The majority of it is the open level meadow, and then as you get to the south end, there's some nice timber, and then it borders the conservation area. When the guys went out to take this video, they discovered that the person who was either leasing or using the property had kind of a little campsite set up on that south end. So there actually was a small existing garden, and he had left some cans and a couple things scattered around, so they cleaned up most of that, but they left the garden area intact. So I don't know if we go over that with the drone. There you can see it there. It's kind of outlined with newspaper. I believe we fly in and take a closer look at that, but look at some of those enormous pine trees. They're very impressive from ground level. I mean, we're talking pine trees well over 100 years old, which we rarely see. So after the property's been paid for in full, you're welcome to cut the timber or sell it. We rarely see pine trees that big because they do get quite valuable. Lumber prices do go up and down, and generally when pine spikes, that's when pine trees get cut. So to have pine trees that lasted to be as big as you see on the property is pretty impressive. I think you'll see those if you check out the listing page at InstantAcres.com. I believe we've got some photos. So now as we fly southward, we're over the Veracruz Conservation Area. We're looking down, that's Hunter Creek, and that's an actual parking area with campsites within the conservation area. I believe it's totally free to use. And now if you look toward the top of the screen, that's Bryant Creek. So Hunter Creek flows into Bryant Creek, basically at the corner, not the corner, but at the side of the conservation area. That's where you can see the, whoa, that was weird. You can see the two creeks flowing together there. And the bridge over Bryant Creek, there's another parking area with some campsites and bathrooms, I believe. So really pretty unique situation to have your own private tract with county road access and have direct frontage on that conservation area. So you can go and explore that. You can swim and fish in the creeks. Lots of hiking and exploring to be done. So now we're flying back northerly, I believe. Since we're only about halfway done with the video, I believe we go in and get a good close look again at the property. Gorgeous area, very, very private, out here in Douglas County, Missouri. Yet we're only about 15 miles from Ava, which is the county seat for Douglas County. It's a smaller town, but it does have the Walmart and Subway and McDonald's and all that good stuff. And then Ava itself is only about an hour from Springfield, Missouri, which is the largest city in southern Missouri. That area at Hunter Creek is just stunning. I mean, if you go out to view the property, be sure to go in and check that out. You can pull in and walk down to the creek, and it's just beautiful. Okay, flying northerly. That again is the conservation area, the Veracruz Conservation Area. And there we can see the property where it levels out, and that big meadow up there, that's the property. So at some point we'll transition from the conservation area into the wooded area of the property. I'm not precisely sure when. This tract is surveyed, so there should be survey markers out there. just hard to tell from a drone video exactly where they are. I would say by now we are over the property. You can see those big mature pine trees, gorgeous trees. And that wide open meadow, so many options. We rarely have a tract with that kind of open space, open meadow that is. Okay, so that's the garden area that we spoke of earlier. And the guy said it actually had vegetables in it, so apparently pretty good soil there, I guess. And this is fun. We're going to try to get close with the drone. That'll be kind of cool. See what's growing in the garden. Can't tell. Is that maybe tomatoes in the middle? There's some kind of melon. Green melon to the right of center. And some smaller yellow or orange. Definitely not a gardening expert. The green thing looks like a water balloon off to the right, but that must be some type of melon. Peppers or tomatoes? Really not sure about that. The little corral or structure in the woods, we're not sure what that was. Okay. Does anybody know what those are? Are those peppers? And that melon, that's got to be... I have no idea. You can see deer prints all over. So obviously the deer like to come and investigate garden areas. So when that field is mowed, I mean, they mowed it when they were out there that day. It's really pretty stunning. If it were mowed a couple times and really brought down to grass level, I mean, you could actually maintain it with a riding lawnmower, and it would just be like a courtyard. I mean, it really is gorgeous. You've got the county road access along the entire north side, which is great. Minor property covenants in place out here. I mean, you can hunt, you can camp, you can build, all that good stuff. If you plan to live out here, you've got to have at least a 600 square foot structure on a concrete foundation, which is pretty simple. A 20 by 30 cabin on a concrete foundation would meet that requirement. So InstantAcres.com is where you can go if you're not already there. It's where you can go to see if this is available. But seldom have we had a property like this. I'm not sure if we've ever had a property that had public land frontage, a large open meadow, and county road frontage. That's pretty unique. And now we're just going to back away and get a nice overview of the area. I mean, that looks like a postcard. Such a gorgeous area. The wildlife out here is amazing. The deer population and the turkey population is fantastic in Douglas County. We're only a few miles from the Mark Twain National Forest, so if you really want to do some exploring, there's probably 100,000 acres of national forest that isn't too far from here, but with your own private tract and that conservation land, you may not want to leave. I mean, this is pretty special. InstantAcres.com. We definitely hope to hear from you. You can email us at sales@InstantAcres.com. But if you're not already at the website, please make that your first stop. InstantAcres.com.